So I'm going to be picking up where I left off. I'm working on a CommandBox custom command for scaffolding other custom commands. And where we left off, I had some basic substitution, some basic token replacement working for the command name. Um, now, so the way that it worked, just so that I can refresh myself, as well as anyone watching this. Um, right now it's called command scaffold, and we can say that we have a command name and we're going to call the command date help. When it runs that in this directory, now we have a date help command, which we can cd into. And if we open this up in code, we'll see what we have. Opening it up in code, we have a module config that has a bunch of the basic interceptors and our configure method. And then we have a command with a date help command. We piped in some of the command hinting and some of the param hinting. And actually, that wasn't a terrible place to leave off. So I'm going to hop back. Oh, we got date help. That substitution worked there as well. Okay, not too shabby. Honestly, even off right there, that wouldn't be the end of the world. Um, it would be better than nothing. You know what? I'm going to change it right now. Name of the package for this custom command, and we'll just have that package name is going to default to the command name if it's not provided. Default to command name if not provided. We'll do that at the start. I mean, honestly, that should be provided because it's kind of a different thing. What we can do here too, I think I have the align. We gotta make that look a little prettier. All right. We need to complete our documentation for this, but we can't really do this until we know what it does. Let's work our way through here with the command name. So if it's blank, we say that it's required. Otherwise, we don't know what we're scaffolding. We make sure that they provide it. If it doesn't have a length, we hop out. Otherwise, we continue. Now, one of the things that we want to do is validate the command name that comes through, since we don't do that yet. So I'm going to hop over. I like hopping back to previous things that I've written in which I have figured things out already. So I'm going to hop back into my API wrapper template and look at what I do in order to validate there. It's probably, I imagine it would be a little regex, or maybe I don't validate it because I run it through that cleaning function. I don't need to. That might be what I do in the other one, which would be fine to do here. So we're running it into to proper file name. To proper file name cleans that out. Makes it all lowercase, shortens the length, replaces the ampersand, removes any remaining non-word characters. So that can't have, I guess it can have dashes. All right, we'll have to add some tests and test that out, but I don't think we actually do need to validate that command name since we're cleaning it in the to proper file name method. I mean, the only thing we might need to do is again check to make sure that it has a length after it's been cleaned. And what the heck, let's just do that now. We'll run this one more time. If not, command name clean dot len, then we will again just print out that it wasn't valid. And we'll give it a little bit more clarity here. Command name provided was not valid. Please limit names to standard characters. Please limit names to alphanumeric characters. Do that at the beginning. We resolve the path to that command name from where it's being run. That's fine. I don't think we need to do anything with that. Giving them some feedback here and saying that it's that's the directory that it's going to get created in. That's fine. Copying template over. Right now it's just the command and the module config to get moved over. Read that over and then we write it. Really, yeah, I don't know if there's much we're actually going to be putting in that module config. I think the only updates would be maybe some basic author information, but it's honestly not terribly important for these. All right, oh, so this is another place. Okay, I had command and commands directory, and I need to sort out this naming. So the command directory that we're making when we run this is really not the command directory, it's really the project directory. So we're going to go through here. It's the command project directory, but for the sake of it not being confusing here, we're going to take the command directories and replace them with project directory. And we'll give ourselves a note for now. No, you know what? I'm not doing that. That is a redundant comment. Project directory is clear enough. So we resolve the command name, make our project directory. We'll add some clarity here. Command project directory. And we show what it is. We might not need this line. Then copying template over, copies over to the project directory. Reader module config, write it to the root there. Then commands directory. There's no confusion here. That makes sense. It's the project directory / commands. It doesn't exist. We create it, read the command, write it over with the clean command name. And then within that file, we use the token replace to swap out command name for the name that was provided. And then we finish up, which says that the custom command has been scaffolded. Okay. So one of the things, there's a couple things we need to do here. We need to incorporate turning this into a package. And then we also need to account for whether the command is going to be namespaced. And honestly, that's pretty important because a lot of commands are, it just makes them easier to work with. And then finally, as like a finishing little touch, that Boolean option for whether we should run the package link command ourselves. So let's handle the package name portion first. Probably won't be terribly fun to deal with, but it shouldn't be too hard. In the API wrapper command, um, what I do is I call the command, scrolling down here, to generate that box.json, and I pass in the info that we need. So I'm going to just copy a bunch of the lines of code here, and then we will rework them in here. So all this stuff is going to need to happen. It's going to happen within that project directory. I guess we can do this before we make that command stub. No, you know what? I'm going to do it after. That is the template logic. This is the package logic. So we'll do package, not a comment, meant to move it over. All right. Handle elements of module package. So generating box.json. Now I don't know if we can come up with a description here. Right, so we're going to cd into the project directory. We're going to run package init. Then we need to pass a name for the package. We need to generate that slug for the package, a short description, and the author. You know what? I'm not going to get caught up on the author right now. It's something that we're going to want to add, but let's get the other pieces working, and then we can enhance it. And then we cd. We're only cding in one directory. Maybe we only need to cd out one directory there too. Command description. All right, this is going down here. All right, so we need our slug. Now we are going to use the convention of, I think we're going to use the convention of CommandBox dash. We'll go to ForgeBox. I've done this before, but just lots of double checking here. CommandBox modules. So most, though not all of these, take the format CommandBox dash. So I think we'll do that. We might want to give them the option to provide a slug, but we won't do that yet. So var slug equals CommandBox dash, and we'll use the command name clean for now. This is something that can be customized, but it's a decent starting place. For the name, we're going to start with that package name. Let's get rid of that description line. We'll come back to that. Name. Let's make these a little bit more readable. Oh, and then the most important thing here, I almost forgot, is that what the type is CommandBox modules. That's really the key to this whole thing, that we account for that. So type equals CommandBox modules. The rest of this doesn't matter as much. So the package name is coming in here. The slug is going to be the slug that we generated. and the short description. All right, what kind of description can we provide here? Let's hop over to ForgeBox. Um, all right, well, we really can't. I think we might have to make that one optional. We're gonna have to make that one optional. We'll ask people to provide it when we're scaffolding it. And if they provide it, we'll do it. And if they don't, we won't. So we'll do var description equals, we'll put the description in there. Up here, command name, package name. I mean, I guess, I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm just going to take that description out. Let's just do the stuff that we need to get this working and running. And then when it's actually being used and messed with, we can enhance it. So cd in, package init, then the name, we're going to put it in the package name. The slug is the slug that we just made. And the type is CommandBox modules. And that command is run, then we cd out of the directory. So our package is created there at the end. Let's hop back to the terminal. And you know what? I'm going to hop into let's quit these. I'm going to get into one. It's a little bit closer so you can actually see what I'm doing here. Example says nothing in it. We'll hop into CommandBox. Oh, and I'm going to need to reload. Custom command scaffold. That's what we want. Spin up box. Oh, also need it to be in presentation mode. All right. Example cd.demos. Custom command scaffold box. Okay. Clear that. Once this goes up, we will reload just to make sure everything's good. And in here, we should be able to run command scaffold. And we will say, oh, this didn't reload. I have the module name here. So what did I not save? Package name, package name. That's not right. Maybe I reloaded the other side, not this side. All right. Command scaffold. Command name and package name. Perfect. Although we have some weird spacing with the command name there. Not sure where that's coming from. Let's hop back in. Let's give ourselves one more reload and a clear just to see if that spacing is still off. We'll run command scaffold. Huh. I have not seen that type of spacing before. It's a little odd. All right, so we will call the command name date help since that's my demo example command name. And in this case, we'll provide a package name and we'll say the package name is date help. Run those in. Okay, so we did it over, we capped it over, generated the box.json, passed these elements in. I guess CommandBox provided that short description since we didn't type was set, those were ignored. It got init, command was scaffold. So in here I can cd into date help, and I should be able to run package link and just then run date help param1 equals hi, and we got the hello world. So, I mean, this did scaffold a basic custom command in which we just ran link and it was up and running. We will unlink that scaffolded command since we're going to be making new ones. We will remove date help. Oops. Kill that. Clear. Okay. Okay. We got our command name. I wonder if that spacing has to do with the weirdness. Maybe it's just because of the length of package name that command names. Let's just see what's going on here. I just want to make sure that that's spacing issue with the hints. Just want to see if that's actually an issue or if I'm remembering things wrong. Seems like it didn't actually reload. Did I? Because I didn't save. So it did reload on me. Okay. Command scaffold. All right, so it's just, it was doing it right. It's just because that other command's hint is so long. So we're going to shorten this for now. Package name, project name. This is where the rubber hits the road. I have to actually. Yeah, I mean, I think package name. I think package name is accurate. So would module name. Command name. On the one hand, I feel like command name could easily be this, but then what would I call the name of the argument for the actual command itself? Again, I'm not terribly creative on my own. You know what we'll do? We'll jump to always good to look at how other people solve problems. So that's, yeah, he's using module name for that. Module name and command name. What's this hint look like? Name the video. All right. Lots of these are going to have command in their name, so they might not necessarily be helpful. Okay. package name, module name, project name. Sorry, this is a riveting live streaming in which I'm sorting out the names of params for this. Command name, name of the command you'd like to create, i.e. cfconfig. Package name, name of the package. i.e. cfdocs command. The yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we got command name. We might not need an is namespace. We could just we could make a namespace option, and if it's provided, create it, and if it's not, don't. So we'll do that. Command name, namespace. Namespace you would like this command to use, i.e. Optional namespace. Let's look at what the docs here say about namespaces. Commands, creating them, namespaces. Optional namespace for two-part commands, i.e. I'm just going to need to find a good example for that one that we can use here. And in this place, it's in .env check. I mean, that's an example, but not necessarily the one that I want to use. So what do we got here? This one's not names. Oh, this one's all within the module. Let's see how he does this in the module config. He's using the interception points. Okay, that's interesting. So there is a reason to include that data there because someone might want to use them when creating their. Oh, but to this point, the command itself isn't the command itself isn't necessarily required if someone's just going to be building the command with the module config, which is a helpful point here. I guess it's not really, it's a CommandBox module in this case, but it's not really a custom command. If I'm scaffolding custom commands, it is necessary, which opens the broader question, should this be a CommandBox module scaffolder? And I think no. We started with custom commands. We're going to stick with custom commands. CommandBox HTTP command, Brad's image to ASCII. Does this have a namespace? Commands, no, just image to ASCII. All right. I believe CommandBox migration will have That is migrate up, migrate down. So within the migrate namespace. All right, let's just look at CF format, which I know was recently namespaced. CF format, check. Let's just use that. Namespace, optional namespace for two commands. So command, name of the command you'd like to create, i.e. cfconfig. Namespace, optional namespace for two-part commands. If someone's doing this, well, they're going to have to know what these things mean. Package name could also be module name. Project name, not sure what's going on there. And then do package link. Do package link. Automatically links the package to the command box core after creation. And actually, we can probably hook that in right now at the end, and then that'll be done. We can say if do package link oh, you know, we'd actually probably put this in here once the package has been initted. We'd run the link once that's set, if that's passed in. Okay. Command name, namespace, package name. I do that in the API wrapper template. Just go at name. You do name and command. Command, name of the command you would like to create, namespace, optional namespace, two-part commands, name of the project. Name of the module. You know what, I like this more. For scaffolding it, we have command, which is the name of the command, namespace, and name itself would be name of the command module for this. Name of the package / module for this custom command. Do package link automatically. So, you know what? I like that more. All right, so command, namespace is there, name, okay, so we're gonna need to clean some stuff out here since I made that change. Command name is becoming, it's gonna get messy. All right, command. Trim that out. In order to scaffold the command, you need to provide the name of the command. We ask them again. If it's not provided again, we exit. Command name clean. And then from that point on, it's actually fine. Okay. We're passing in the actual Command name. Ah, okay. Oh, because that was the one that we were using. Oops. Well, that would have broken. That was supposed to be, yeah, okay. Command. Oops. Command, command, ah, command, command. All right, then we're using the actual, so that's why I had that line about validating the command name, because we make the command name clean, which is what we use for generating the the file and the folder. But what do we actually want to use? I think we would probably honestly use the same thing down here, not passing command name, but that's fine. Command name clean, project directory, generate box.json, makes that all. So package name is now just name. Um, and we can see if we need to do any modifications on that. For slug, right, so they pass in a name for the project, and then they pass in the command itself. So for the name of the project, this is probably what we would actually use to generate the slug, um, barring asking them to provide the slug themselves. So we will go grab this to proper file name command, and we'll do this again down here on the name, and we'll say this is package name clean, command box, package name clean will be the slug that gets passed in. Okay, all that's there. Now the description, we'll include that as an option. Optional description of what this command does. If they provide it, we'll use it. If they don't, we won't. Okay. So we'll throw that description. What was it? Short description? I think it was short description. Let's go to the tape. Yeah. So if it's provided, it's there. If it's not, then nothing goes in there. Just wanted to see if I did any cleaning on that description that comes in. Some warnings there. Okay, nothing special. All right, so let's just run through what we have here again. We've got our command, and this is really the only required element for this. We've got the namespace, which if they provide it, now I actually need to add this if this is here. If the namespace I like consistency, so I don't like this is command name and this is just namespace. But this might be clearer. All right, so that comes in. If the namespace is here, all right, so we create the project directory. Now we're going to move this namespace stuff. Well, let's see. Template path. Our template path. That's why we're reading. We're copying it to command name clean.cfc, but it might not be in the commands directory itself. And here we'll say if namespace clean.len and all right, move this over. We're making this I'm half inclined to just drop in and let no, this is easier this way. If the commands directory doesn't exist and we create it, then if there's a namespace, if the namespace has a length, we'll make a variable for the namespace directory, and that will be the commands directory slash namespace clean. And if that does not exist, we will create it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I play code golf. All right, I will still leave it like this, even though it's longer. So if not directory exists, namespace directory, directory create, namespace directory. So that gets moved into there. Then, oh, you know what? We're going to reset commands directory if the namespace is there. Commands directory is commands directory, and namespace clean. If it doesn't exist again this time, we'll make it, and then the rest of the code is good. So it'll make that namespace directory, put the command in it within the project directory. I guess this recurses. We'll have to check that. Generates the box.json. All right, we did a lot of code here. We got to test this out. Reload. Clear. All right, so we'll run CommandBox scaffold. The name will be date help command. The command itself will be date help. We want to test this namespace creation. So the namespace will be date help, and the command will be, I don't know, check. And the description will be just making sure that this works. And we will say do package link. And that way we're testing every element that we've passed in there. Broken. All right, so no matching command. Oh, did I make a variable named command? I did, didn't I? That was why I couldn't pass in command at the top there. Can I cheat here? Let me just see if I can cheat here. I don't know if that's going to work. It's probably not the right way to do it. I probably can't have command as a variable name. Now the question is, did the same one break? Oh, I can. Okay. All right. You know what? It's not not really pretty, but if it works, uh, I'm gonna go with it. We will reload again. Run this back in here one more time. And I believe that it worked this time. So, let's see if it, can we run date help? Oh, I guess it didn't run package link. Oh, we have a check directory. That is, that is not what we wanted at all. So let's just dig in here why that happened. How did we end up with a check directory? Command name clean. Oh no, that's right. So command name clean is fine because command name clean. Oh, but that's the project. That's not right. Command name. We need to make a better top level folder for the project. Um, it's probably something more along the lines of the package name clean that we end up with down here. Just move this up to the top where everything gets cleaned. All right, so if we're doing this, the projects directory that we're going to do this all in, I mean, I'd probably do let's grab that, the slug. To begin with, I think I'm gonna do this just for testing. So let's reload, see if this works. All right, so now we have a CommandBox date help command. That makes a lot more sense. It's got a box.json. So let's open up this in code to see if our CommandBox date help command, it has a commands directory, it has a date help folder with a check.cfc. Within this, check got replaced correctly. That name is correct. That is that in there? It's in the correct directory. Module configs in there. Box.json. Short description came through. Slug worked fine. I don't know if we want dashes in that or not. Dashes in that date help command there name or not. We might need to fix that up. So the only question is, did the package.link command, even if we linked it, I don't think we can, we'd still probably need to reload because I don't think you can do that within a command. So we reload and then we can run, can we run date help? Maybe that automatic package linking isn't isn't an option. Oh, I feel like we should be able to. If do package link, that's not command. Oh, because I didn't actually add the package link part to it. Maybe that would be the reason. Now the real question is going to be whether this breaks everything when we do it. Um, so ls rm recurse, yes, yes. Reload, make sure that I saved that file, and so I don't need, hop back in here. All right, let's see. We might be okay here. Date help, check. Enter the name of the first parameter, hi. All right, so we're in a pretty good spot here. We passed in a name for the project, a namespace for the command, and the command itself, a description, and it actually automatically linked that package so they can just immediately start using it. The shell reloaded on its own there, which I didn't know could happen within a command. And with that, the command was workable and it was up and running. So I think that's a good place to end. We cleaned up a lot of stuff here and got it pretty close to being functional. I think what I need to do is just package this up and stick it on ForgeBox, and then actually start using it to find where the rough edges are that aren't quite ironed out. So thanks for hanging along for the ride.